Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar had joined forces with the Union Law Minister Kiran Rijiju to target the judiciary. Minister Rijiju has been at work for last several months to undermine the authority of the judiciary and to establish the supremacy of the executive. The Vice President lending his voice to the minister in castigating the judiciary day in and day out is indeed a dangerous precedent for our democracy. What did the Vice President say? As if speaking from the same script which Minister Rijiju has been using for several months, Vice President Dhankar said, that too on the floor of the Rajya Sabha, that the 2015 judgment striking down the National Judicial Appointments Commission Act was a glaring instance of severe compromise of parliamentary sovereignty and disregard of the wishes of the common people. The Vice President did not stop there. His diatribe continued further when he said, Parliament had almost unanimously passed the 99th Constitutional Amendment Bill, paving the way for the NGAC Act. This historic mandate was undone by the Supreme Court in 2019 on the ground that it was not in consonance with the basic structure of the Constitution. Was that a fallacy on the part of the Constitution? Then comes the Vice President's astounding remark. There is no parallel to such a development in democratic history where a duly legitimized constitutional prescription has been judicially undone. One cannot expect all politicians to be well-read and well-informed. But when they are holding important constitutional positions, at least one expects they have the benefit of expert advice. One wonders how the speechwriters of these dignitaries are also an ignorant lot, exposing the holders of the constitutional positions to public ridicule. Vice President Dhankar, speech writer, should have known, but he writes for him that there is no parallel to such a development in democratic history. Who will tell him that hundreds of such examples abound in the US history alone? In the Marbury versus Madison case, while striking down a law passed by the American Congress as unconstitutional, John Marshall, perhaps the most famous Chief Justice of the US Supreme Court, had made it clear to the Congress the Supreme Court's responsibility to overturn constitutional legislation was a necessary consequence of their sworn oath of office to uphold the Constitution. John Marshall's dictum in 1803 remains the guiding principle even today. The US Supreme Court had struck down as many as 483 laws as unconstitutional in the period of 1960 to 2019 alone. And lo and behold, our Vice President is saying on the floor of Parliament that there is no parallel in the democratic history to our Supreme Court striking down the NJSC Act. The Vice President and the Law Minister of our country urgently need to undergo a crash course for understanding the significance of the judicial review in upholding a democratic constitution, lest they continue to make ludicrous statements, making our great country a butt of joke in the international fora. Thank you.